And welcome into this free-for-all Friday edition of the Miller's Edge, tied 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's arch support experts. Hope you guys are ready to put a cap on this whole Vanderbilt talk for this week. Again, today is a free-for-all Friday, but also the day that we give our predictions and, basically put the whole thing together. So we will do that again. Vanderbilt traveling into Tuscaloosa, and we'll face Alabama. Tomorrow, 2:30 Central Time, is the kick for the game. And obviously, Vanderbilt is looking to, I guess, do it again, right, after getting the win over Alabama last season in Nashville. This time they have to travel to Tuscaloosa. Can they do it again? We will see. They obviously are very confident. I've heard snippets and clips from their quarterback talking. Obviously, we listened to, Clark Lee, their head coach, yesterday a little bit. He was talking with CBS, and obviously he's very confident in his program and his team. So I'm looking forward to a good one, man. I'm looking forward to a really interesting matchup. We've already talked a good bit about their offense, the challenges that it will present for our defense, and what we need to do. We'll put a bow on that. We'll bring that back up a little bit. And then, obviously, a little bit with their defense. Just watch them on tape, man. A sound defense, play together really well, and they do a lot of things pretty good. I do think there's some spots that could be exposed, given I don't think they've been tested the way they will be tested going against our offense. But up front, they've got some good players. They're disruptive. And I think they're going to be a good challenge for us, right? First SEC home game here in Tuscaloosa. So hopefully the atmosphere is here. Obviously, College Game Day is also here. We'll talk a little bit about that guest picker. I know we mentioned it on the show, wondering who that would be. Well, now we have an answer. We'll discuss that. Plus, that also means, since College Game Day is here, a familiar face is back in town. And I believe he actually made a video kind of, encouraging the fans to show up and show out. And that is none other than former Alabama head coach Nick Saban. So a lot of exciting stuff right now going on in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk about it, and then we'll dive into all that on this free-for-all Friday edition of the show. How do you get involved? 205-342-9904 is the number to the program. Plus, you can always tune in to the YouTube stream, where we stream live every single day on our YouTube platform at the Miller's Edge. So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't already. Again, completely free. All we do is ask you subscribe and like the videos. That always just gives us some support, pushes on the algorithm. But I would love for you guys to join us here. If you guys prefer the visual, watch me do the show. You guys can see my new and improved little goatee I'm playing around with. I feel like I look like the Rock when he was in that one Fast and Furious movie. Don't ask. I just was bored, and we did the goatee, the thick goatee this time, just for the hell of it. So anyway, that being said, we definitely are going to dive back into the whole Vanderbilt talk. Give our predictions. I want your predictions, by the way. It is a prediction Friday, so drop those. You can do it here in the YouTube chat. Download that Tide 100.9 app and leave them there, or call in and drop your predictions. Again, the winner will get nice surprise, signed football, and a couple other little things I'll hook you up with if you guys get it right. We haven't had anybody get it right last year or this year, so keep on swinging, man. We'll see if we get one. I have a feeling we might hit. I feel like somebody might hit it this weekend, Chase. I don't know why, but I feel like somebody might end up getting the score right. I just have that feeling. So hopefully I'm right, because I want you guys to get hooked up with some cool stuff. That being said, I know before we dive back into the Vanderbilt talk and really recap everything and do prediction stuff, I do want to turn the attention to the whole College Game Day experience with their guest picker, their choice. Because when I saw the news, I'll be honest with you, Chase Reed, I initially was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I know, not to spoil too much, but I know, he has ties to that team. I think he's a funny guy. I like him. I actually, love his content. So I had no problem with it, but I did see the response from a lot of people. They didn't necessarily feel the same way. And so we'll talk about that at least early on, because I'm curious y'all's thoughts about the guest picker. I feel like a lot of times, Chase and Reed, there's always, negative feedback on who they choose. Because I feel like anytime it's an Alabama game, it's not very often they actually get like Alabama people. I feel like it's always kind of outside the box, or just is not related too much to Bama. And I could understand why that would get annoying for some folks. But I do feel like this one is a pretty interesting one. And like I said, I'm a fan of the guy, so I have no problem with it. But that being said, let's do this. Let's go ahead and hit our first time out to stay on schedule. When we come back, we'll dive into that talk, that guest picker talk. And I want to get y'all's thoughts. And I know we already got some folks lining up on the phone line, so we can go to the phone lines early, and I have a feeling it might be about that. So we'll definitely do that as well. So quick timeout. We come back. We get rolling on this free-for-all Friday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. For all our folks driving into town, I see QO6 is on the way, man. Be safe. Carson's already in town, man. Glad you guys made it here. Hope you guys have a phenomenal weekend, and definitely, hopefully, we can try to catch up with you guys at some point. But looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one, and it's going to be a good show again here on the Miller's Edge, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's arch support experts. I got a quick announcement I'll make when we come back about them as well, with some other stuff that you have a chance at winning thanks to the Good Feet Store. I'll talk about that when we come back right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC.
Hey, this is Wyatt Fulton from Tide 100.9. Since moving to Tuscaloosa in 2022, I've
All right, who we got in here? Jake, what's going on? Roll Tide, man. Ryan, what's up? Morning. Brock, Mike, what's up? Phil, what's going on? Is that Bryce Young? Nah. If you're talking about me with this goatee, nah, it ain't Bryce. Unless you're talking about the guest picker. No, it's not Bryce. Yakenji, happy Friday. Carson, what's up, man? Glad you made it down here. Travelpreneur, what's up? Q06 is making his strides. He's almost here. Let's see. Phil's already rolling in the score prediction. All right, I see all you guys throwing it down. Let me see. 38-28. Damn. Listen, I got the pen, but it's just not on me. I know where it's at, though. It's not in here. I guess I can type these. I guess I could probably type them. Let me just put it on my phone. Make sure I do a good job getting all these score predictions this time. All right, we got Phil with 38-28. Phil, 38-28. We got Q06, 24-17. I'm telling you, I got a feeling somebody's going to hit it. 24-17. We've got, let's see, Yakenji 62-10. Damn. All right. Jake's got 45-24. Hey, if you rather have the R&R cigars, I'd definitely hook you up with that. Or maybe I'll just throw them in there too. And make sure you guys, and I'll talk about it. Reagan's going to be on here at noon. But make sure you guys, if you're into the cigars, man, go to that website and use code Miller's Edge. I promise you, man, you get 20% off, and they got a lot of stuff on there right now, especially with Tennessee coming up. So make sure you guys use that code, man. All right, did I get everybody? All right, Brock. Brock is 31-17. Arthur's 35-24. Somebody's going to hit it, man. In the meantime, while I get these score predictions, man, if you guys have it, man, if you don't mind, just hit that like button. That always helps us out. I appreciate that. All right. Teddy's got 42-24. And we got to figure out how we're going to do if there's ever a tie. We got to figure out how we settle that. 42-24. Man, somebody's going to hit it, man. I just got that feeling, man. Okay, Ryan screenshot his. Yeah, and if you guys want to do that too, that's always cool. Does R&R ship? Absolutely, they ship, and it's free shipping, I believe, on certain orders. Yeah, if you guys, yeah, that's the other thing. R&R Cigars does ship, and so especially if you're trying to get I think I can't remember if it's $100 or more, but if you're trying to like load up for like Tennessee game, yeah, they definitely do free shipping. They ship anywhere, and then use that code Miller's Edge. It literally would take 20% off all orders, and that's not like them just like changing the price. And you legit get 20% off. We worked that deal out with them, so don't miss out on that deal. It should work for the whole site, but I do know they're launching those custom cigars that have like the football on them that are sick, that they do every year, but they're like the official ones that they're giving the football. So All right. I think I caught up on all these. Cool. Let me just get Ryan on here. All right, bet. All right, we got score predictions in. Let me see where we're at on the ads.
526.
All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, good deal. Dwight, what's up? All right. Let me get Lisa in here. 4220. Somebody's going to hit it, guys. I'm telling you. Somebody's going to do it, man. I just got that feeling. Got that feeling. All right. Boom. Good deal. All right, we're rolling. All right, 20 seconds and we're back. All right. So we'll talk about the guest picker first, then we'll dive into a little bit more of the final touches on this breakdown / prediction.
InThreat.com. Newsmax sponsored this message.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into this free-for-all Friday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's arch support experts. And speaking of them, obviously you guys know by now, if you're in any type of pain, foot pain, knee pain, or back pain, go get those premium arch supports, or at least go check them out. Try before you buy. Nothing to lose at the Good Feet Store right there in Midtown Village, right? You know about that. But I've got more exciting news, and I mentioned this before, but I want to make sure I really hammer this home for you guys, because talking about winning prizes, right? We're doing our prediction Friday right now, and you guys are dropping those predictions. I got them all written down on my phone. For those of you that keep rolling in here, feel free to drop them, and I'll make sure I try to catch up on them and write them down. But here's something exciting about also winning some stuff, man. The Good Feet Store is making it possible to win some money, right? If you get the score prediction right, I'll give you signed football and some stuff like that, right? Some Miller's Edge gear, which is, I mean, hey, in my opinion, it's better than cash. But I know everybody needs a little bit of cash these days. Well, thanks to the Good Feet Store, you've got a chance to win that cash, right? Again, they are doing the Good Feet Kick for Cash Challenge. So make sure you guys are, I'm filling you in on it, but make sure you guys try to sign up and be a part of it. Again, this is the Kick for Cash. You make a field goal and you win cash. It's literally that easy. So what you can do is, number one, go to goodfeet.com where you can find information about the arch sports. But for this challenge, go to goodfeetkickforcash.com, and then you can go enter your email, try to sign up, and hopefully you're chosen and you're eligible. But again, literally, all you got to do is make a field goal, which it sounds easy, and I guess it might be easy for some, but others, it's a little tough of a challenge. But anyway, you can win up to $1,000 cash. You got a 20-yard field goal. You start on the 20. If you make it, you'll get a shot at the 30-yard field goal. And then if you make that 30-yard field goal, you'll win $1,000. If you don't, you still walk away with $500, right? So you're going to win some money regardless, pretty much, as long as you at least make one. And then if you don't make any field goal, you'll still get a Good Feet Store prize pack, right? So again, go to that website, and I'll type it in the chat here on our stream. goodfeetkickforcash.com, and then you sign up, and if you get chosen, you get that chance. But I got faith in our listeners, man. Again, 20-yard field goal, you guys can definitely do that. That should guarantee you $500. The 30-yard might be a little bit more difficult, but that's $1,000. But hey, man, cash is cash, and obviously, who doesn't want free cash? Well, it's technically free by making a field goal. I guess you gotta go kick something. But anyway, goodfeetkickforcash.com is where you sign up for that challenge. Again, that is presented by the Good Feet Store, America's arch support experts. All right, let's talk a little bit real quick about this guest picker, because I know that's been buzzing a little bit over last day or so. So college game day coming into town. Obviously, we're excited. Reese Davis, Nick Saban, the whole cast will be here. Kirk Herbstreit. It's going to be exciting, right? But they always choose their guest picker, and we asked that question on the show, like, hey, I wonder who it's going to be. We didn't know. Well, now we do know. And it's going to be none other than the man himself, Theo Vaughn, right? comedian, podcaster, all that stuff. And to be fair, he's not an Alabama guy. He's actually a Vanderbilt guy. He lives in Nashville. I don't know how long he's been a Vanderbilt fan. I think it's probably more so, he's Nashville based, and I know he spends a lot of time with the program. But for me, man, I love his content. I love it. I used to listen to his podcast like all the time. I think he's hilarious. And so when I saw it, I'll be honest with you, I was kind of like, oh, man, that's cool. That'll be entertaining, right? He's going to be hilarious. He's going to say some stuff that he's probably kind of pushing the line with, which I think that's what comedy is. Nowadays, comedy's a little bit soft, right? Well, I didn't have a problem with it, but I know a lot of people were like, why would they not choose an Alabama, I guess, figure or a person? And to be fair, they chose a comedian, I don't know if it was last year, the year before, who had no ties to either school. I don't think I'm forgetting his name, but I get the point that people want to see more Bama guys when this opportunity comes up. And initially, I thought the biggest issue was all the former Bama guys, at least from recent years, were still playing in the league, right? Which was true. So it made sense. But now you've got a number of guys that have retired that I'm sure wouldn't mind. Like I said, AJ McCarron wouldn't have surprised me because, now he's really done. I know he's doing, UFL stuff, but now, he's doing a lot in the media space. I thought AJ would have been a pretty clear choice if they did go the Bama route. Hell, Amari Cooper just retired. Julio Jones. I see someone in the chat mentioned Julio Jones, right? Being the guest picker. I mean, look, I feel like there's more guys to choose from now, but nonetheless, man, I think Theo Vaughn is a choice that to me it makes sense. You want entertainment on the show. He's going to bring that. He's connected to Vanderbilt. Obviously, we're playing Vanderbilt. I know it's in Tuscaloosa, but at least it's something. At least it's not like when they chose the other comedian a year or two ago and he had no ties to either school. I thought that was kind of random, but I don't know. But let me know, guys, in the chat. I mean, what are y'all's thoughts? Y'all cool with Theo Vaughn doing it? Y'all a big fan of his? Would y'all wish he was a Bama guy or girl? If so, let me know who you would have chosen if you could have. But Chase Reed, I'll let you guys answer. What were y'all's thoughts? I mean, are y'all fans of Theo? Did y'all think it was a good choice, or what did you think when you heard that he was going to be the guy?
I was more surprised than anything, just because I've heard some names, even the one that I kept hearing. And I mean, I think it would have just been great for the Alabama fan base, maybe not so the national base, but was James Spann. I've been hearing that a good bit. But no, I love Theo Vaughn. I think he's going to, like you said, just bring out just he's going to reach limits that's not quite crossing, but it's just going to bring that attraction,
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. And that's why I like him, because his comedy, I mean, he's from Louisiana, Southern dude, but like you said, I mean, he's close to crossing the line with the stuff he says, and then he just throws out stuff that you're like, bro, how are you even thinking about that? I think it's going to be hilarious. Having him and Coach Saban together. I know he even recorded a little snippet talking about being selected, and he was like, "Hey, I get to meet Nick Sabans." He's like calling him Sabans, just little stuff. He's just he's a character, man. I don't know, but I thought it was a good choice, knowing that he at least is a fan of Vanderbilt. So I'm reading the chat here. Kenny said Drewski. That would have been hilarious. Drewski would have been funny. Ricky Smiley, right? He's Birmingham based, I'm pretty sure, right? I know Julio's name got thrown out there. Anybody else? Let's see. I don't think I see any other names, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll say this, and I don't want to sound bad when I say this, but picking somebody like Theo Vaughn, in my opinion, is much more entertaining than choosing a former Alabama guy that might not have that personality. And I told you guys before we started the show, if I chose a former Alabama guy to do it, I would want one that I know I'm going to get an entertainment aspect. Like I know a lot of people get frustrated with some of the stuff Marlon says, but Marlon has that entertainment factor, right? Damian is crushing it with CBS. I mean, the way he's just passionate and he, pretty much does it on a weekly basis with them. I mean, he's a good choice, right? Obviously, confliction of his work, but Mark Ingram, I see you guys saying him, right? People like those former guys that have that personality, I think those would be good choices, but I wouldn't want them just to pick a guy just because he's a former Bama guy, then he gets on there and he doesn't really have the entertainment factor or things like that. You know what I mean? With all due respect, I love Julio, man. He's solid as it can be, but Julio is more like a laid back dude. So I feel like if you went Julio, it wouldn't be nearly as entertaining if it was a guy like Theo, right? But that's just my opinion. And then there's no hate towards Julio. You guys get what I'm saying. Julio is more of a kind of not necessarily quiet, but you guys, if you've met him, you know what I mean. Tony Brown, Tony would be hilarious because he probably would have his staff, his necklace, or I don't want to disrespect it, what necklace or the piece he's been wearing, like that African looking necklace, but that probably would see that out. Get Tony Brown and Rashawn because they're like a duo, man. Those two dudes together, oh hell, that would be that would be something to see for sure. But anyway, just wanted to bring that up early on, just because that came out yesterday, and I know some people had some thoughts on it. So yeah, Coach Cochran, that'd be a pretty good one, I guess. Seeing him and Coach Saban together up there would be cool. Bring back old memories, man. All right, let's do this. Let's hit a timeout. Stay on schedule when we come back. I know we got phone calls. We can jump to the phone lines. I give a quick little snippet, I guess, maybe on this matchup, but then we'll jump to the phone lines, and then obviously we'll break it down much more as we continue through the show. 12 o'clock, we will be joined by Reagan Starner of R&R Cigars, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We'll get his smoking hot picks. And we'll keep on rolling right here on the Miller's Edge Tide, 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport Experts. We'll be right back. Do you have cracks or potholes that are dragging down your property's appeal? Hey, I'm Christian Miller, and at Asphalt Restoration, we transform driveways and parking lots. Asphalt Restoration, check them out, guys. If you for all your asphalt needs, man. Let me update some of these score predictions real quick, and I'm gonna get to some of these other chats. We got LK was last. I got him. Get Mark on here. 45-24. All right, good deal. And I think we're caught up. All right, cool. We're caught up. All right, let's read some of these chats real quick while we got some time. Rolando McClain. Really cool. Michael, what's up, bro? Roll Tide. Steve Brown. Bradley says, first time catching the show live. Good deal, man. Glad to have you on here. How confident are we that Kane can make the necessary stops? I have zero concern with the offense, but defense getting off the field scares me. Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely one of the big keys for this game, Bradley, is, we've got to be able to flip the performance from last year and pretty much duplicate what we did last week, right? Meaning last year we couldn't get off the field on third down. We struggled getting stops, right? Had a tough time really just controlling Diego Pavia, with his legs and even his ability to throw the ball. I mean, he was successful pretty much. He just carved us, right? That's got to be it's got to be different. We got to do what we did last week against Georgia. I mean, we held them to 2 for 8 and got off the field really nicely. Now, obviously, the other part that needs to be better is stopping the run. And Vanderbilt is one of the top rushing teams in the country. And then the fact that their offense is kind of taking that next step, even in terms of the passing game, that's all going to be important. So I'm with you. You know what I mean? The biggest concern for me in this matchup is not so much on the offense. I do think their defense will pose some challenges, here and there. Not saying like in like a concerning way, but I do believe their defense plays some pretty sound football. They've shown that they can be disruptive up front. They've got 14 sacks, right? So it'll be a good challenge for offensive line. Georgia, the stats showed that they hadn't been very productive. And watching them, I kind of see why, right? I wouldn't be shocked if Vanderbilt's front is more of a challenge than what we saw last week at Georgia, right? So that is something to pay attention to, but I'm with you. I think our defense and our performance defensively will be a much bigger factor in this game.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
But to answer your question, how confident am I?
On Tide 100.
I think we play much better than we played last year, and there's 2 reasons. Number one, now we've had a year to see it. Talking about Kane Womack, right? So he's going to be much more prepared, in my opinion. And 2, I think there's just the fact that being at home will kind of help us out a little bit more too. Think about the crowd noise and all that. And welcome back into the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Support Experts. Real quick before we go to the phone lines, I'll just piggyback on what I just was talking to the chat about, because I do want to weave in. I want to go to you guys, but I want to weave in some football talk because, again, we are putting a bow on the Vanderbilt game. We had a question from Bradley asking about the confidence level and Kane and the defense getting the necessary stops. And basically my answer was, I'm confident that we will be better than we were last year, right? We were, on the road. Last year, it was the first time Kane had to see that Vanderbilt offense and really prepare for it. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't think our game plan for that game was great. We didn't get in a whole bunch of, true 3-4 personnel. We did at times. Guys seemed to just be a little lost. There's multiple times, and I remember these plays specifically, we had multiple guys in the same gap, which we've seen at times this year, but last year in the Vanderbilt game, it seemed like our defense was all out of sorts, right? Similar to kind of like what you saw from week 1 in Florida State, except there's more effort, at least, in the Vanderbilt game last year. That being said, I do feel confident that, Kane Womack having a year under his belt, seeing that Vanderbilt team can now go back and say, and it's the same quarterback, same offensive coordinator that he faced last year. You can go and watch the tape and really have a, much more secure game plan or much better game plan this time around because it's his second year facing them. So I'm confident in that, but there still are some concerns, but the positives, I guess, real quick would be last week we showed the ability to get off on third down, holding Georgia 2 of 8. Last season we played Vanderbilt, that was one of the biggest issues in this game. So we are doing a better job on third down this year right now. We still are struggling against the run, which Vanderbilt is definitely going to run the football. That's going to be an issue. And one of those other concerns is the fact that our 2 edge guys are out. And I'm talking about Jamarian Latham, who, if you go back and watch week 1, it was him and Quay Russaw, like the 2 starters in that base 3-4 look on defense. Both those guys are out in this game. So you're relying on Quay Russaw, who's been playing much better, right? But then a true freshman on the other side. And I know as good as anybody, being a former edge guy myself, the edge position and when you play an option team is so important, literally to set the edge, to be quarterback players. I mean, you're one of the key components of stopping this type of offense. And you're talking about working with, a true freshman on one side and the other guy, who's, pass rush ability, he's always had that, but Yonte's been stepping up more and more as a run defender. You get what I'm saying? So that's going to be something to pay attention to in this game. I'm not saying it could make or break this game, but it definitely makes you have a little bit of a concern knowing how important those positions are, those outside backer spots are in this defense, playing an offense like this. And then just the ability of stopping the run. That's what I mean. They're going to test you. And they have a quarterback, last but not least, that makes plays with his legs, right? Whether it is in that option attack or just scramble drill. And he's scrappy, he's tough, and he'll take off when it's there, right? So we got to find ways to contain him, contain this offense, and we'll see if they can get that job done. But the good news is on the other side, I think our offense is so explosive that we can afford to kind of have that bend but don't break defense at times. I don't want that, but I think you have the luxury of that because our offense has been so explosive and one of the most productive offenses nationally, even against some good competition. So just wanted to throw that out there and answer that question because that's a really good question. And I see you followed up on that. And I'll answer that, but let me get to the phone lines real quick, Bradley, and we'll jump back. We're going to go back and forth. That way we can squeeze everything in here. 205-342-9904 is the number. We've got Marty from Arkansas up first. Marty, welcome in.
Hello?
Hey, Marty. Welcome in.
Hey, sorry I haven't been able to call. I lost the phone on the third game coming back from
Oh, you're fine, man. You don't need to apologize, brother. No worries, man. Glad you got it back.
I owe you. We were going to bet about it, so I owe you a burger. I'll be down. I wanted to come down for this game, but we got to try to break even. I got a lot of rice to cut today before so I can watch the game tomorrow. So
there you go.
The rain early, we didn't get all our crops in. A lot of people didn't, but we've got most of ours in. So we beat some other people. But you got to make money. But my score is going to be 41-27.
41-21. Is that what you said? 41-21?
Yeah.
Okay. I got it written down, Marty. I got it written down.
Hey, the thing about it, though, see, we've already played a team, look at film. They're coming to our house. They've been talking and talk smack. I wouldn't come into your house and talk smack to you. You throw me out in the curb and tell you take your can down the street. So we got to protect that. But we've already played a team like Florida State that ran the football with the running quarterback. Watch that film, break it down, and just protect the edge and force him back to the middle. And when that linebacker smacks him real hard, he's going to go out just like the South Carolina quarterback did.
Yeah, you definitely got to make a guy like that pay. I mean, a guy that wants to run the football. You go ahead.
Yep, and we got to protect that edge. We cannot let them. It's just like in the Georgia game. They got chunks for 27 carries for 70-something or 50-something yards. Wasn't bad either, but we can't let them get those 30-yard chunk plays downfield from midfield and score a touchdown. We got to hold the chunk plays back.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in the running game. I mean, we had way too many explosive runs against Georgia, right? And if they're able to do that and consistently run the football on us, their style of play is they want to control the tempo as well, right? That's what they did that last year. That's really one of the main reasons they won the football game. Offensively, we didn't play terrible last year. Obviously, we got a bad start. You had the sack fumble in a critical moment, but outside of that, we were able to score points. And as a matter of fact, I mean, we only had the ball maybe like 17 minutes or so, maybe 18 at the most, and we still put up like 35 points. So we were scoring on them, but the problem was they just kept running and running, and they controlled the whole tempo of the game. That's what they're going to want to do. And you're right, those explosive plays, they hurt you as a defense. So it's going to be big about stopping the run and cleaning that aspect up defensively, because you do not want to put that on tape, which we did last week. They're watching that, and I'm telling you right now, they're like, oh, man, we've got a chance in this game strictly because of that piece alone. So as a defense, man, we got to come together and clean that part up 100%.
Yeah, we do. And another thing, we got Jam Miller, and we got to have him run for at least 85 to 100 yards. That way we can control tempo too.
Yeah, and if we can get that running game going, that'd be great. But I will say Vanderbilt does have one of the top rushing defenses in the country / conference as of now. Now, I know it's still early and they haven't played a whole bunch, but if we do get it going, great. But I'll be honest, with us struggling recently, I mean, this defense have shown that they can stop the run. So it won't be easy, but hopefully we can find a way to get it clicking and get that running game going as well, because that not only will help sustain the tempo of the game, but also will open up a lot in the passing game. Marty, we got to hit this timeout so we can stay on schedule, man. I appreciate you, brother.
All right. I appreciate you too. Hey, you have a good one. We'll talk Monday about a win. Okay?
Yes, sir. That sounds great, Marty. You have a great weekend, man. Good deal. All right, let's hit a timeout. When we come back, we'll keep discussing things. We'll keep going back and forth with the phone lines, talking some football, talking some keys to this game. Then at the top of the hour, we will hear from Reagan Starner of R&R Cigars, get his smoking hot picks right here on the Miller's Edge, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. Quick timeout. We'll be right back. We're talking about the DC. If you're SEC defensive coordinator, you better be able to adjust to injuries on your team. Players must step up. It takes both to work. Absolutely. But at the same time, though, it's I'll be honest with you. I mean, it don't matter what conference you're in or what kind of coach you are. I mean, if you are dealing with injuries, to that extent, man, I mean, that's tough for anybody. If anything, you feel better about it here because we should have, some solid young guys, but still, I mean, you ask any coach, nobody wants to only have 3 outside backers to work with in a game where you're probably expected to be playing with at least 2 guys on the field a good bit of the time. And here's the reason why. We can go to the tape real quick during this timeout, right? This is 30 personnel, right? 1, 2, 3 backs, no tight ends. And so it's like stuff like this that, it's interesting because we're in a nickel look right here. And again, last year when we played them, we didn't, and I didn't understand this part. I didn't understand why we played so much nickel against them when they were in 12, 21, even 30 right here. We showed it a couple times, but anyway, so you got a nickel look right here, and you see what they end up doing, right? It's a pass play, which is interesting because you literally you're selling out versus a run. You got all these guys in the box, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in the box, right? Normally go like 3 by 3, but anyway, 8 guys in the box. So that means you only got 3 guys defending pass, and rightfully so, right? Because that means you have a receiver here. If you got 3 guys back there, I'm pretty sure there's a receiver at the top of the screen. You got your down safety over here to the boundary. Your other safety's up top. And then, matter of fact, I don't even know if they might not even have somebody. Wait, hold on. I might need to recount. Maybe I'm tripping. Wait, no, there's got to be a guy. I'm trying to find this other. There's a run play that they had that I wanted to show you guys too, talking about just so many guys being in the same gaps. Let's see what this play is right here. So they went from 30 personnel. Now they're in 11 personnel out of the gun. 3rd and 1. Sprint out. Boom. You know what I mean? And then this isn't a talent thing. This is a discipline issue. Defensively, man, you just got to be disciplined and do your job. I mean, if you're a flat player, you got to play the flat. I mean, and this all goes back to eyes. And this is why you hear Roman talk about he hates the eyes. And I'll be honest with you, it bothers me a lot too, because I feel like, again, when you're telling guys, all right, just play this, read, vision this, it's great in terms of you see sometimes like how Bray was able to read the quarterback, and quarterbacks that aren't great at looking things off, right? And it's going to result in some turnovers. But then when it goes bad, it's stuff like this, when you're just staring at the quarterback trying to read him, but your key is running by your face. That's why when we had Roman on the show, we taught about that, man. I mean, you got to handle business first. Like keys are keys, right? If you're a flat player, you got to see who's crossing your face or where guys are going, who could be coming back. You have to handle that aspect first. Then you can play some more vision. And speaking of that, man, I got a treat for you guys. I finally found this. Remember I was telling you guys how extensive football really is? So I found this install, but y'all won't believe. So this is install, right? It's an install book. And you can see how thick this book is. This is from one game. Now, I will say this, though. This is more on the coaching side of things. This isn't a traditional, like we would get all these packets, but they would give us packets like each day. It's not like every week they gave us a stack, but I mean, our camp binder looked like this. But this is actually from the Georgia SEC championship game from several years ago, right? And I'll show you, like, just so you guys know, it's hard to do all this. Sorry, while trying to manage this. I'm just going to show you how much goes into one play, right? So literally, y'all aren't going to be able to see this. So here's one play sheet. There's one play sheet. This is from Alabama. All those different boxes are for different looks offensively, different formations. So like just to put in perspective. So when you get the call, it's not just, I get this call. And all these things can change. As a matter of fact, this box up here that you guys can't read tells you all the different rules of this one play. Meaning, if you have Y on the ball, you're playing one thing. If you have no Y on the ball, you're playing another. If you have 4 open, you're playing one thing. If you have FIB, you play another. If you have slot/flank formation, you have another. And it goes on. I mean, tray open. I mean, there's all these different checks. So what I'm getting at is you've got one call here, but in that call, there's so many adjustments. And that was Coach Saban's system for you. And welcome back in to this Free For All Friday. Sorry, guys, if I was going over. I didn't even realize music had been playing for like a minute or so. I was explaining to our YouTube stream. I thought I had some time here. I found this install book that I've been wanting to show you guys. And I brought it up just to give an explanation of like when people wonder about like defenses and stuff. And when you hear just people say, oh, we just need to do this. We need to play this. And I've always said like, no, guys, it's just really not that simple. Granted, this is a very complex defense. I think you guys have an idea, at least the folks on the YouTube stream, because I just showed you guys an install sheet of one play. And there actually is two sheets of that. And it just goes over all these different formations and the different checks and things that you have to get to depending on certain situations and formations. But anyway, I'll keep sharing some of that stuff with you guys because I know you guys probably think that's pretty interesting. But the other thing I wanted to show you too is literally, and I'll dive back in it, but that binder is literally from one game. That's one game's install, and I'll show you like the stats that they pull up, all the tendencies from the other team, percentages of plays and certain I mean, dude, this thing goes, wow, yeah, it's in depth. Anyway, all right, let's keep going to the phone lines right now because I know we got some more callers here. 205-342-9904. We got Bryce up next. Bryce, welcome in.
Hey, why not Miss AJ McCarron?
You said why not use AJ McCarron? Or I'm guessing you're talking about the
for the guest picker. Yeah.
I don't. I guess you got to ask ESPN. I don't make the call. I thought he would have been a good pick. He's entertaining, former player, and he's doing some media work.
I'm talking about Miss AJ McCarron. Miss AJ McCarron.
Oh, you're talking about Catherine.
Catherine Webb. Catherine Webb.
His wife. I don't know why you would choose her. Respectfully, meaning, I mean, isn't she Auburn grad?
Well, this guy. I've never heard of him until they said he was on the SEC championship game a few years back.
Theo Vaughn, I mean, he's widely known across the world, man. I mean, he's a big deal.
Well, you got to figure that, he's probably like you said, younger generation. I'm quite a bit older than you, Kristen.
Well, I think Theo Vaughn's like he's like in his 40s. I mean, he's not like too young. I mean, if you're into comedy and at least like modern comedy, I mean, you definitely probably heard of him. If not, I mean, maybe not. I mean, I know he's always going viral on social media for saying just some crazy stuff, but yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I just think they wanted somebody entertaining, and he's got ties to Vanderbilt, and I think it's going to be fun. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I hate to say it like this. I think he's a better choice than a lot of former players, just because I mean the former players don't always bring the entertaining side of it. He will, and to me, I'm like, we already got a panel full of football experts. Why not add some fun to it? That's just my perspective, though. I respect everybody's opinion.
Well, Kristen, like I said, I'm older than you and your dad, and I'm a lot older than you. I just turned 65 Wednesday.
Oh, happy belated birthday!
Thank you, sir. But I just, this defense, we all talk about it, and I just backed up a little bit and said they remind me of this bend but don't break defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had one of those in 2-4, 205. You couldn't score on them, and that's the bottom line right there. Like, we held Georgia to 21 points. Nobody's done that lately, have they?
I'm trying to think of who they played this for. I mean, Tennessee, that was like a upper 30s game. And then the other games,
they scored 44 on Tennessee.
Oh yeah, I was about to say it's upper 30s, 40 area. Then I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't think they scored too many points versus Austin Peay, believe it or not. But yeah, I mean, it's still early in the season. But no, you're right. We did a nice job holding them, and especially in critical moments. I mean, they elected not to kick that field goal. We stopped them on 4th and 1 there. That was big. We steal a takeaway. When granted, they were on like way backed up, but Bray Hubbard forces that fumble. I'm trying to think of any other. I mean, I think the ability just to stop them on 3rd down was one of the main reasons we held them. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was big.
That'll win you a bunch of games, and getting no penalties.
Yeah,
if you can keep your penalties down like we did, and give them a lot of 3 and outs, and hold them up, get off the field on 3rd down. That's what we didn't do last year, and I feel like this defense is not where we want it to be. But however, we got an explosive offense. This defense is going to get better,
and I hope they play with a chip on their shoulder. These guys were there last year that's on this team. You know, that's embarrassing. Would you say if you was playing, it would have been embarrassing? Would you think?
Last year, for sure, just because it was all new, right? I mean, people still reviewing them as Vanderbilt, like, oh, man, that you lost to Vanderbilt. Yeah, 100%. But I'll be honest with you. The fact that they're doing what they did last year and some this far through the season, I mean, they're ranked for the first time since I can't remember when it was. I mean, they're 5-0, or at least they're 5-0 for the first time in a really long time. This is a different Vanderbilt team. So I'll be honest with you. I mean, I think we got to start changing our perspective a little bit. I know how we've always viewed them, but right now with Clark Lee, Diego Pavia, and Beck, their offensive coordinator, man, they've completely changed this culture in this program. But yeah, last year definitely because it was the first. But now, I mean, this is a good football team. I mean, I look at them like no different than a who's another solid program, right? I mean, like a Texas A&M type team. Like, I mean, they're built well.
Right, and I got a lot of respect for Clark Lee, what he's done with that program. But Pavia, I can take just a little bit of him. Don't take very much.
Yeah, no, he definitely talks, man. Now he's got Johnny Money Manziel in his corner.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
he's going to be like they work him like he's a celebrity or something, you know, to 2 dimes. I mean, is he going to have security?
I mean, there's definitely plenty of security in the venue. I mean, I don't know about him personally, but
well, you know, somebody might be having a little bit too much to drink, and they see him, and they might have a flashback 2012. That might not be for his best.
Yeah, I hope it's not that. I hope it's not that deep, man. If you get mad and want to get physical with somebody because they beat you in 13 years ago, man, you need to find something better to do, man. Look, man, he's a good player. He beat us. I mean,
I'm not saying it's a good idea, but you know how some people are when they get to drinking.
No, I do. I'll tell a funny story real quick as we get out of here. I know the year after we lost to Clemson in the national championship game, man, it was during the springtime, and believe it or not, we got paid a visit by the starting quarterback from that game, Deshaun Watson, right? One of my buddies. He happened to be in Tuscaloosa during the spring. I think he was visiting a friend. And let's just say that a couple of our guys from our team politely, I wouldn't say they asked him, but they politely told him that he needed to leave the establishment, and he ended up leaving. So I guess that's a little bit different, though.
And I won't be surprised if there's it's not something like that happens.
No. He was invited by the. No. He's in good hands, man. That was a different situation. We just lost to them literally like 4 months prior. Bro, don't come in our local establishment chilling with some female friend or something. Anyway, hey Bryce, we gotta hit this top of the hour break because we got Reagan coming up next, man. I appreciate
you. Talk.
Absolutely, man. Take care, brother. Good deal. All right, top of the hour break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Reagan Starner, R&R Cigars, right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
WTBC Tuscaloosa and W265.
I'm not making that story either. Hey, take a wild guess who was like the ringleader in that. I'll be honest with you, I won't really tripping because again I know the dude, but they were like, bro, I know this dude ain't just come show up at this real popular place here, and he's just chilling after he just beat us in that game. And yeah, let's just say he was politely escorted out. It actually really was like that. It's not like nobody like threatened him or nothing, but they made it clear that he wasn't really welcome in there like that. But it was hilarious. I was like, you can't make this up. Nah, it wasn't Ruben, but he played no, you can call Reagan now. It's at noon. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can go ahead and dial him up. It wasn't Ruben, but it's another guy that played linebacker. I'm not necessarily saying the inside linebacker spot, but he was a linebacker. Technically was a linebacker, but also was a dog. you're probably gonna guess. I mean, just thinking about dudes that are kind of hotheads, but I don't want to give too many clues because you'll definitely get it. Let me I need to run to the restroom real quick. Hey, we'll just throw on. Don't y'all like this guy, this film guy? I mean, I've seen some of his stuff. I'll be honest with you. Some of it, I don't know how much he really knows when it comes to breaking stuff down because some of it just seems kind of surface level. But hey, I'm gonna throw it on the screen while we use the restroom.
Boys, we got a great weekend of college football coming up again. I got one for you right here. I really do think we talked about it last night. Ohio State's defense is so daggum good that I don't know if they ever really feel compelled to open up any type of offensive playbook this weekend. I think they should flex their muscles a little bit. Let's see it. Let's see the Lamborghini drive around just a little bit. Go out, get on the highway, get up to 100, maybe triple digits. Feel good about yourself. Go park it for a couple weeks before you got to play Penn State. All right. I think that is what I want to see from Ohio State. I just don't know if they feel compelled to do so because that defense is so nasty. I had somebody in the YouTube comments talk about, Washington had 248 yards of total offense. Tell me you didn't watch the game. Sir, 248 yards of total offense in 2025, and you think that was good? No, sir. They are a vice grip on the defensive side of the football. I want to see something offensively, though, and I feel like Ohio State fans want to do as well.
Very much so. For going this Alabama Vanderbilt game for the Crimson Tide, I think this is what they have to do to win this game.
Make sure you're liking the stream.
I'm going to call these plays confidence crushers. I think that's what you have to do to Diego Pavia in the offense. You got to have some confidence crusher plays, whether it be Diego Pavia getting out of the pocket, rolling out, and then you pick him off. Like one of those plays that he's consistently made throughout his career, the wow plays, the flash plays. If you can turn one of those into a bad moment for him, I think that could be classified as a confidence crusher or just minimalizing him in the run game specifically. Like if you can keep him at bay there, contain him, don't really let him get going, making an impact there, I think you can get some confidence crushers on him. And that's what you have to do because if this guy's playing at full confidence, anybody's at risk. So if you can make that happen early or just kind of sprinkle them throughout the game, Crimson Tide is going to be just fine.
We have a sneak week in college football, and it's usually the first 2 or 3 weeks where we look at the slate and go, man, there's not really a lot of marquee matchups here, and it always delivered. I'm proposing we call something else new. I call this week Cement Week, where it's cement yourself. Virginia, you just beat a top 10 team. Now go cement yourself as an ACC contender against Louisville. I don't know why I stumbled on that. Arch, you literally just had the game of, Arch Manny is back. He's back. He's got the aura. He's standing over Sam Houston players. Go cement that against an SEC team on the road. Alabama, you just walked into Athens, Georgia, and ended a 33-game home win streak that lasted half a decade and was one of the longest in college football. Go cement yourself now as a true SEC contender by not stumbling against Vanderbilt this week. Miami, you've had a really great start to the season. Your quarterback looks good. You're firing on all cylinders. Go cement yourself now as not only an ACC contender, but a college football playoff team. And Florida State, by the way, at the same note, you could do this as well. You had a stumble last week, but you have a really good win against Alabama. And win.
Our coverage begins at 11:30 on your home for Alabama football. Presented by Pearl River Resort.
TCH Regional Medical.
So I'm all over the place. I'm like, wait, all this sound playing. All right, cool. So we got Reagan. Oh, by the way, it was Ryan Anderson who it was. Well, we got a couple minutes. I really want to show you guys this because I y'all will probably think this is cool because all this stuff I talk about, man, I can actually show you guys now. So remember I used to say like Coach Saban used to always like have his notes he would write and they'd give them to us. So these are Coach Saban's notes. So every week Coach always did these, right? Like when he would write personal notes like while he watched tape and they would now this is like one sheet. It'd be like a packet, but we would get that every week. Just thought that was cool to show you guys. Let me see. Hold on, we're coming back. I'll show you some more.
With us on our.
I'll show you some more when we come back, but I really want to show you guys the extent that they used to go in terms of like breaking down the opposing offenses, man. I mean, insane. Like when y'all see like how much there is to it, you're gonna be like, oh my God.
And two-time national champion Christian Miller.
Knocked down again. It was Christian Miller. Here is college football playoff national champion
Christian Miller
on Tide 100.9
and 12:30 a.m. WTBC.
And welcome back into Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's arch support experts. All right, so we just wrapped up hour number one. During the break, I was showing you guys I've got this install book, right? It's literally like a huge book from one game. This is from the SEC championship game against Georgia back in 21. So I'm trying to like show you guys little snippets of things because I always talk about all the breakdowns and all the notes and the plays and the designs and how much goes into football. Right now, I can actually physically show you. I found this book that I've been wanting to show you. So I'll keep doing that during the timeouts. But now we're joined by one of my favorite guests here on the show. He's nothing short of entertaining when he hops on here. Plus, he is the owner of the hottest cigar mansion in the South. Reagan Starner of R&R Cigars joins us now on the phone lines for his smoking hot picks this weekend. Reagan, good Friday to you.
How do?
Oh man, it's going, man. I'm looking forward to this revenge game against the big old bad Vanderbilt Commodores, man. I mean, Reagan, your lifetime, would you ever imagine that we would be, I'm not gonna say beefing with Vanderbilt, but low key a little. I mean, it's kind of like that. I mean, we've been not necessarily us, but they've been, throwing some shots. Their quarterback is very vocal. I mean, let me just ask you this, and you don't have to give your prediction just yet on this game, but I'm just curious. Your overall thoughts on this Vanderbilt team, where they're at, man. I mean, do you still, in your mind, view them as the same old Vanderbilt, or are you like me that you've had to shift your perspective a little bit?
I mean, it happens like every couple decades where, Vanderbilt's kind of, decent. There was like James Franklin when he was a coach there, they had good years going 8-4 and, they thought they were, world beaters. I mean, look, man, when you beat Alabama, that's your Super Bowl,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of like, when you lose to, it's like when I play like MLB The Show and I like lose a stupid game because I was messing around to like some guy that was like low rated, and then they message me like you suck, and it's like dude, I mean, okay,
That game
usually
does get you mad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like that game a lot, and it's very fun. But when you do have those moments, it definitely it can bother me.
Yeah, it's never like good players that are like messaging you to talk trash. It's always bad players, that shouldn't have won anyway. They don't know how to act. So like, yeah, acting like Vanderbilt's like some rivalry because they beat us for the first time in a century. I mean, whatever.
True. Hey, I'm with you, but at the same time, Reagan, I mean, look, I feel like you got to respect these guys coming in Tuscaloosa. I mean, they're undefeated. I know they hadn't played really anybody other than South Carolina, who's not looking as good as advertised at least right now. But I think they're a decent team. But I'll definitely get your thoughts on that pick here in a minute. But go ahead.
No, Sellers didn't even play. So like
true.
they beat South Carolina without, I think Seller might have played for less than a half. So I mean, again, we'll talk about it, but I'm tired of hearing about all the Vanderbilt people. And it's like I'd be whatever, but okay.
No, that's fair. Well, let's dive into some of these picks, man. I'll be honest, probably not the biggest slate this weekend. You're looking at some of these matchups, so we'll try to see which ones are at least worth talking about. I know you got a couple SEC matchups that might be something. Let's start here. You got Texas traveling to Florida. Now, obviously, I know Florida, they're not looking great, but Texas, who a lot of people going into the year thought they could have been the favorite maybe to win a national title. Arch Manning and company hadn't really played to their full potential, at least. The defense looked pretty good, but you never know out of Florida. I feel like they're inconsistent, but maybe they could pull something off. How do you think that game goes, Reagan?
I don't know. This is a weird game because both schools' quarterbacks were so supposed to be Heisman candidates coming into the season, and they just look awful. Both teams. This is kind of a mid-off to me. The battle of mid. I don't even know what to do because it's like, I don't know if either team can score enough points to cover the line. But I'd probably go with Texas just on pure talent. And I think Sark's just a way better coach than Billy Napier.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I definitely am leading Texas in that game, but like I said, I feel like Florida, man, they're so up and down. You just never know what you're going to get out of those guys. But we'll have to see. I think it could be decent. We'll see how that one goes. Sticking in the state of Florida, right outside of the conference, however, you got number 3 Miami traveling to Florida State. Florida State, a lot of people have been impressed with obviously the big win over Alabama week 1, but most recently they suffered their first loss on the road last week. How do you see this one going? Miami's looking pretty good. Reagan, a lot of people think that they could be a national title contender. They're ranked number 3 right now. You think Miami clearly gets it done against Florida State, their rival, or you think Florida State might be ready to upset the Hurricanes?
I've been to a lot of big rivalry games throughout the years. Alabama, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, and some others, and FSU Miami is I think is the most intense rivalry I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
Miami fans have to have a police escort when they're walking into the stadium. It is intense. I heard death threats. It is a crazy game. And people that have never been that should go sometime. It's wild. So FSU is, like I remember, Saban said, I never had to tell my players to get up to play Miami. I had to get them ready to go, play Vanderbilt because, they sucked. But I never had to tell them to get up for Tennessee. Well, that's how this Florida State Miami game is. You don't have to tell either of these teams to get up for this game. So I'm not going to be surprised if Florida State wins.
Oh wow!
Cristobal just keeps doing just bozo things, man. Like every game, he just does something stupid, and I think this is the week where him doing something stupid is going to cost Miami and Florida State a win.
Dang, man. Shout out to Cristobal, man. Great guy. But you're right. I do feel like sometimes there's some lapses there and in some of those big moments, but we'll see. I mean, obviously, Florida State's still a really good team. I mean, I watched that game against Virginia last week where they did end up losing. And
yeah,
I thought that was a questionable catch. I thought, dude, I know he was bobbling at it as it was going out of bounds, but I thought probably could argue maybe it was a catch. I don't know. Anyway, they lost the game, but I still think they are a team to watch. And if they do beat Miami, obviously they'll put themselves back in contention to kind of, I guess win the conference and make a run. But anyway, I'll be honest with you, Reagan. There's not really any other games that are really drawing my eye in terms of, talking about. So I feel like we can just go ahead and jump to Alabama Vanderbilt. Again, we talked a little bit when you first got on here, but Commodores looking to do it 2 years in a row, this time coming to Tuscaloosa. They got Diego Pavia back. He's confident. We listened to some clips from their head coach, Clark Lee, yesterday. He obviously feels very confident in his team. We know how they got the job done last year, dominated time of possession, dominated third downs. They got off to a hot start, and the rest was history. Reagan, how do you see this happening this time around? They've got to come to Tuscaloosa. These guys obviously are going to have that on their mind, right? So I hope that we wake up ready to go play some football against this group. But nonetheless, this team looks even better than they did last year. They're a good football team. I know the spread right now is around like 10.5, something like that. Number one, do you think Vanderbilt has a chance in this game? And two, what are your thoughts on that spread?
I mean, I think obviously every week somebody's got a chance,
Sure.
I mean, it's a different era. But I mean, again, I'm not buying into the hype. I'm not buying into Diego Pavia. I mean, he played good last year versus Alabama. Congrats. Our defense was just awful last year. I don't think it's the same defense as we had last year. I think it's a lot better. I just don't, and we're playing at home, and Kalen DeBoer's Alabama team are absolute demons at home. On the road, there's a different story, but at home they play like demons. They are just I don't know why, but at home I just don't think that they lose unless it's to a team like Georgia. And that's the good part about this schedule this year is pretty much all their tough games except for basically South Carolina are at home. So I think that's really important. But I'm tired of hearing about Diego Pavia. I'm tired of hearing about Theo Vaughn. Tired of hearing about Johnny Manziel. Yeah, wait,
you don't want him to wait. What, Reagan? Maybe he wants to stop by the mansion. Would you welcome him there? I know there's a lot of news saying, "Oh, they're mad at Two Dimes having him at the venue." If he said, "Hey, man, I'm looking for the best cigar in Tuscaloosa," and someone says, "Hey, R&R Cigars, head to the mansion," are you welcome him in there? Or are you going to kick him out?
Well, no, I mean, I think the difference is, I think that if he had just walked in and was like, "Hey, I'm coming by," like nobody would have cared, but building an event around it was where people got mad because he's actively pulling for Alabama. And I'm not trying to get in. I'm not, Two Dimes does whatever they do, and that's cool. But anybody that, like, if Johnny Manziel came by anybody's bar in this town, the whole place would think it's like so cool. And, I think it's, again, I don't want to get into, I'm not trying to,
I didn't mean
Two Dimes.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
No,
I didn't mean from that
I'm just saying. I don't want the burners mad at me either, because all the burners on Twitter are pretty mad about it, But
wait, they're mad in which way? Because he's coming, or because people are mad that he's coming?
I think the burners are mad because I guess they're doing the event with Johnny Manziel.
Oh, I got you. Well, I mean, I look at it like this. I mean, look, let's call a spade a spade. We know that he's very active off the field, right? And think about all these young college kids. They know Johnny Manziel, obviously, for what he did on the field, but also off the field. It makes sense, man. And like I said, I think it adds some entertainment factor. Hey, if you want, just go talk smack to him. Now, don't be like the other caller we had earlier that said, "Whoa, when people drink, things can get physical." I'm like, whoa, we're doing too much.
Okay, there's no reason for that. There's no reason for that, man.
It's not that deep.
That's crazy.
And plus, he's going to be with Colby Covington, who's a UFC fighter. So, don't think you want to go get physical around a UFC fighter.
Hey, speaking of Colby Covington and the UFC, Colby Covington, I wish he would come to the mansion. Would love to hang out with Colby Covington.
Well,
but we have the UFC fight that night. We're the only place in Tuscaloosa that shows the UFC fight.
Hell yeah. Well, so, I can put in a word. Maybe I'll shoot a text to my buddy and say, "Hey, tell Colby, man, he needs a cigar, man. Stop on by there to get a."
The only place in Tuscaloosa that shows the UFC fight, and we will have the UFC fight Saturday night.
This Saturday, right?
Yep, this Saturday.
So there
After
you guys
the
go.
Alabama Vandy game, we'll go straight into the UFC fight.
Absolutely. Hey, that's a good weekend right there. You got Bama football in the afternoon, UFC over at R&R Cigars in the evening. And real quick before I let you, last thing, Reagan. Now the football cigars that are coming out. Have you officially launched those yet, or is that still?
Yeah, man, they're in. Yeah, you can buy the football cigars now. Go to our website, use promo code Miller's Edge,
Yes,
and
sir.
you'll get 20% off plus free shipping. We've been shipping a bunch out already, so they're moving. They're going to be gone by the time. If you wait till Alabama, Tennessee Friday, they're going to be gone by then.
And
So
I
grab your
just was
cigars.
talking about that earlier. I said go ahead because we had some people in our chat asking about. So it is free shipping. So free shipping is it a certain orders, or I just want to have those details for them because they asked about the free shipping.
If you buy the footballs, and use the promo code Miller's Edge, you get, I think, 20% off and free shipping.
Boom. So there you guys have it, man. Those are the again. I got a picture on my phone too that I'll show you guys again. But they're sick, man. And if you need to get loaded up, like he said, packs are going out quick. So make sure you guys get loaded up now because that game is quickly approaching us. Plus, obviously, and for outside of that game, for all your cigar needs, man, hit them up. Reagan, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
All right, man. We'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. Sounds good, man. Good deal. All right. Code Miller's Edge, rnrcigars.com. Free shipping, 20% off all your orders. Take advantage of it while it's there. Quick timeout. We keep on rolling right here. Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC.
For over 50 years, Townsend Nissan has been Tuscaloosa's trusted family-owned dealer. And right.
All right. Sorry. I saw the comment that said make the screen bigger. So here we go. I'm gonna go full screen real quick while we break down some install, right? So again, bear with me because this is like a big binder. I don't want to follow, but there's some more coaches' notes, right? So if you guys are just tuning in, this is literally one binder of install for one game. This is for the SEC championship game against Georgia a few years back. And as you guys can see, I mean, let me show you from this angle. It's that thick. This is one game. So each game there would be one of these. Now, again, as players, we didn't get like this big of a binder each time. They would just give us packets. So we'd get like a Monday packet that would be whatever, right? Then we just throw it in our binder. But this is actually a coach's copy that I have on me right now. But I was showing earlier. So like, again, this is that one call, right? So it's always shortened. So it's easy. So this was called Orca. Right, so that's one play, but within that play, you've got all type of stuff. And as you guys can see, this is that box I was talking about. So those are all the different checks that you can get to based off of the formation that the offense is lining up in, right? So, I mean, it changes coverages and different things. You'll see like rotation of the DBs is different depending on stuff. And it's a lot. Now, up front, it's not as complex sometimes, but it all depends. And that's just one call. So imagine having literally our play sheet was much smaller. You maybe run like 20% of like your play. Like you have install of all types of plays, but going into each game, you might have like maybe 20% of it for that week. But still, imagine having to know like 30 calls and all those different checks. I'm trying to get to show you guys like the statistics part of it because I don't even think people understand this. So when I always talk about like knowing tendencies, right? So like here so they have stuff like this in here, right? So that shows like the starting offensive line, shows their height, weights, how many starts that each guy has. So this is like the run game install, right? So it talks about silver run game. So silver is like pro personnel, right? So it literally says the different form, like their top 5 runs, the different formations and how many times they do it. Out of those formations, I mean, like it's got information after information. I mean, then you got the blue top runs in blue, which blue is nickel. Well, it would be nickel for us, but blue is like 11 personnel, right? Silver would be like 12 personnel, 21 personnel. And then you've got gray. And so that's not even the part I was looking for. There's a chart in here that literally breaks down like every single every single thing that they've run and how many times they've run it, out of what formations, like what downs, like what they run on each down typically. So like this would be like first and second down install for like one day. So we'd be talking about like how many is on there? About 10 different coverages that day in blue and another 7 and for pressures. I mean, like this. Oh, we're coming back already. Hold on, here we go. We'll come back to that. And welcome back into the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's arch support experts. All right, so we just got done talking with Reagan R&R Cigars. Again, if you guys want those cigars, the new football cigars are out, and those things are sick. I'll show you guys on my phone real quick, and I'll just put it on the screen at some point. But this is the one I'm talking about, and you even see like the box it has on there, the cigar game. But those are the cigars, man. They've got like the football on it. I mean, it's sick. And you can only get these at R&R Cigars. So make sure you guys check them out. Free shipping and 20% off when you use code Miller's Edge. So don't forget to use that because you get free shipping, 20% off. All right, let's do this. And I was showing like some more of that install book to answer your question from. So yes, we also have iPads too, but they used to give us, we had iPads, but they also would give us paper copies as well. But nowadays, yeah, everything's pretty much on an iPad, but you still have those physical copies, I guess for, I don't know, insurance purposes. I don't know. All right, let's do this. Let's take a call real quick while we got a few minutes here. Who's up next? I know we had Bryce last, and I think we've got, no, we got Dave. David. Is David still with us? David, are you there?
I'm here. How you doing there?
Good, David. I'm sorry, man. I know you've been waiting patiently. Thank you so much.
No. You got a good show there. You know, I was just wondering. I'm going to ask the question first here. Now, this is for you.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to go through the guest picker and all that. It is what it is. Sure. And I'm sure, ESPN's got their reasons and all that, So let's just go with the flow. Forget about that. Enjoy it tomorrow. And I'm an old guy myself. I'm 73, so I can go with the flow. That being said, let's just get some positive energy for the Bama fans, the Bama football players, and let's just don't go out there for revenge, but let's just play hard-nosed, smack them in the mouth football.
That's right. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I mean, and Coach Saban used to always say this, play with emotion, but don't play emotional. And I think that's kind of the recipe here. You don't want guys to go out there too amped up just because of how last year went, and then you're so worried about that piece of it that you're not playing discipline. You're playing outside of your assignments because you're just trying to go and you're playing emotional, right? So I think that you're 100% right. Go play your game, play physical, play with intensity. Have that chip on your shoulder from last year, but don't let it get in the way of going out there and doing your job and what you need to do. I agree 100%.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to ask the question, Kristen, that when it comes to football, South Carolina and Alabama, when they get together, I think we're going to Columbia this year.
Yes, sir.
How are you and your dad when y'all watch that game? Woo! I'd like to see that.
Yeah, so maybe we might need to do a live show of us watching the game, getting our live reactions. I think that might be some entertainment right there. I know it will be. Listen, I'll say this, David. Man. Last time, I'm trying to think, last time we played, we didn't really, well, I guess we weren't really, when was that? Was the last time we played in 2019? No, excuse me. No, it was last year, Christian. Yeah, it was last year. I'm sorry. Last time we played last season, I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, we definitely kind of, we jarred a little bit, but it wasn't anything crazy. And he was a little salty because he knew that they could have and should have probably won that game. They had some opportunity. But it was smooth. But I think this year I'm gonna make it a little more exciting. I'm gonna give him a little bit more of a hard time. Last year I was just being cool and I was letting a lot slide. This year I'm gonna mess with him a little bit to make it more interesting.
Well, it's always fun to, jaw around and, have fun. It's just a game, for crying out loud. But, he wants to win. You want to win. At the end of the game, y'all come out, father and son. And I bet money y'all have a good time there. Now, who is the one that orders who to go to the refrigerator to get a Coca-Cola and the popcorn? You or him?
Well, I mean, I guess I still got to respect seniority. So, I mean, I guess that would be my task. I'd be tasked with that out of respect. But if we win the game, we might need to switch roles for a week or so.
Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. And, it's just, it's going to be a big game. No doubt about it. I remember when I was out there at Bryant-Denny Stadium, and I don't even think they called it Bryant-Denny Stadium then. I could be wrong. It was in 1984. Vanderbilt slipped in here, and they upset us big time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well.
I could be wrong. I want to say it was in 1984, but, we'll go with the flow and just see what our players can do, and they just need to play with that chemistry and play like warriors and get out there. And I know I'm talking wild, and y'all probably say, man, get him off the air. But I want to say when Coach Saban went in there, and you probably remember this more than I did. Alabama played Texas A&M, and Coach Saban, I could be wrong, don't quote me word for word, he said every now and then you just got to let them go. Now, I could be wrong. I want to say Alabama beat them like 54-0 that day. I could be wrong.
Are you talking about when I was here back in 2017?
Well, I don't know. Did y'all play Texas A&M at the Bryant-Denny?
Did we go on the road that year? I'm drawing a blank. I just know that was the game that the offensive lineman was saying, Alabama, you're next. And we went on the road, and we showed them we were next. All right. We just ended up blowing them out. I can't remember the final score, but we'll see, man. It'd be great if it's one of those games, but this is a good Vanderbilt team. I think it's going to be a good one, and I'm excited for it.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna give you my score, and I'm gonna pick a Dawson score. Dawson Morrison, and man, he was always picking some wild scores. I'm gonna pick Bama 52, Vanderbilt 10.
Dang, 52-10. Wow,
52-10. I'm just thinking if everybody can get on page there and, just watch that quarterback. Now, that's going to be the deciding factor because that quarterback is dangerous. No doubt about it. He knows what he's doing. But I just got a feeling we can get in there and just play tough-nosed football. We might just take a 52-10 victory.
David, I'm not gonna lie, that definitely is a little bit past my score prediction, but hey, man, I love it, man. Hey, listen, hey, if you like it, I love it, David. I'm rocking with you all the way, brother. I got you, and I'm gonna write that down.
Now, if it's 52-10, I hadn't smoked a cigarette since 1984. But if it's 52-10, I will go to R&R and let them serve me a cigar, and I'll just sit there and let somebody else smoke it there. But, I'm going 52-10.
There you go. Hey, I'll supply it for you, man. Well, I guess it will, or for the other person that's doing it. Hey, David, we appreciate you, man. You have a great weekend. Right. Thank you for calling.
And roll tide.
Yes, sir. Roll tide. Good deal. David might be related to Ellis, man. That roll tide at the end, that sounded eerily similar to Ellis, man. Ellis, you got some family calling in the show? I know you did. I think you might be next on the phone lines. We'll go to you coming up here in a minute right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC. All right, let's see. All right, well, we got a break real quick. Y'all good with the install, or y'all want me to show some more stuff in there? I was going to probably talk a little bit more about Vanderbilt here. I was just pulling up some tape from last year's game. Again, they still do a lot of stuff similar, but again, you see us. We're in a 3-4 look, but load in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. man box, and it makes sense. I mean, they go FIB to the boundary here. They're overloading this side, right? In the pistol, play action. And you just see, I mean, and I can't remember exactly what we ran right here, but I don't even think we're really. Yeah, we're not even really like. I mean, technically, it looks like a blitz. I think he's actually on this. Or no, is he on the back? Maybe he was. So it actually was a pressure. So we blitz right there on 4th and 1, and you see what happens. That eye discipline, when they show this replay, man, that's exactly what ends up happening, which, again, hopefully this is better. But to be fair, it's 4th and 1. So, but you see Malachi late because his eyes. And there you go. I'm trying to find this one play, though, man. I really want to find this one play because they had the angle where you could see the 2 guys in one gap, and it just was a mess. And I'm trying to just show you guys why it's going to be important in this game, having much better gap integrity and discipline in terms of defending this offense. Because if not, man, they will gas you. They definitely will gas you. But in terms of some of these other things, man, we talk about winning 3rd down. Obviously, we did well both sides last week against Georgia, but Vanderbilt's actually, really good at his ability to use his legs. And also when you run the football effectively, especially on early downs, you set yourself up for 3rd and short. So it makes sense. That being said, we got to find a way to get off the field again like we did last week. We did a nice job with that. No, did I pass it? It might not be on this clip, man. It might not be on here. I broke it down last year. I remember specifically, but or is it here? I don't think this is a play, but obviously this is an explosive run here. See, like this type of stuff, this will get you beat, man. Can't have that. I mean, clearly somebody's out of position. I think somebody's wrong up there because, I mean, you got this guy slanting. He's like a 2-eye. He's slanting to the B gap. And nobody's replacing. So, I mean, but again, this was last year. But I was trying to find a play from Vanderbilt's to explain something on Vanderbilt's side. Oh, here we go.
100.9.
And welcome back into the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's arch support experts. All right, so we just got done talking with David. He might have been a new caller, so shout out to David. He gave us a score prediction, 52-10. He's obviously feeling very confident. So let's do this. We'll keep on rolling the phone lines here. Then final segment, I'll go ahead and give our final preview, prediction, all that good stuff, and put a bow on this game as we lead you guys into this weekend. All right. Up next, we got Ellis, I believe. Ellis, welcome in.
Roll Tide, Christian.
There he is. What's up, Ellis?
Not much.
How's everything, brother?
I'm on the interstate, and traffic, like usual, when you get on the interstate, it's always something.
Yeah, well, be safe on that road.
Right now on the interstate.
You're going how fast?
20.
20. So I should have said
how
slow.
I was going slower than that. Done passed a wreck, and it cleared up. Now I've run up on something else. So there's no telling.
Wow. Well, be safe,
it's
man.
It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. It ain't me. And I hope anybody that was in the wreck, I hope everybody was okay and survived.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, I know you got some thoughts on this game. I mean, you're a Tennessee guy, man. How you feeling about this matchup? I mean, they're a confident team coming into Tuscaloosa tomorrow.
Well, Christian, I don't know if you remember, but I was at that game last year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How was that? How was
there.
that? How was that being at that game, seeing them storm the field and all that? Were you still there when?
I left before that happened.
Smart.
I just said I'm not sticking around for that wild mess. So
that's smart.
Before the ball game was up with, I got up left when I knew we didn't have a chance to come back and win.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, man. Well, how do you feel about this year's game? How you feel about this matchup?
I feel good. Let that quarterback yak all he wants to. You know, it used to get on my nerves, the yakking, but let him yak.
Yeah, he's going to do that part. That's something you're getting out of him.
Well, yeah. But and then he wants to say, nobody's scared of Alabama anymore. Well, that's old news.
True.
It ain't back in the day when Saban had all the good teams, and everybody was scared to play them. It's not like that anymore. But we do have a better team than we had last year. I think. I think the defense is a whole lot better. We need to, like you said, clean up the running part of it. Quit letting them run the ball so much. But
yeah, it's tough to say, man. I mean, I don't know if I would say we're necessarily better right now defensively, but I would say I feel like we're very similar in a lot of ways, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I think we're getting better. And I do know one thing was last year this defense got better as the year went on. And I think that definitely should be the case. I think they'll get better with their run fits and stopping the run gradually throughout the course of the year. And if they do that and they keep finding ways to affect the quarterback, I think we'll be okay on defense. I don't think we're an elite defense by any means.
No.
Yeah, but I think at this point you just have to accept that. And I think if you can get this defense to play good enough to hold teams and come up with stops and just know that our offense might have to outscore some people in some games, I mean, you just have to accept it and kind of lean into it. You know what I mean? But obviously, I think there's more we can tap into with this defense. But it does worry me that we've had so many injuries and we're missing so many guys. I mean, think about it. I mean, really, Beeman's out for the year. I know Tim Keenan's back, thank God. But Quay Rusaw's out for a lot of time now. Jamarian Latham's out. You got a number of injuries up front, and that's not great because we already were talking about a lack of pass rush.
Oh yeah, that hurts. But I just think that we're going to be up for this game.
Oh yeah.
And you were talking about Johnny Manziel earlier. I was in the stands when he come to Tuscaloosa and beat us.
Oh really?
Yep.
Yeah, that was I was there too, man. That was my first time here. Ellis, give me your score prediction, man.
45-28.
45-28. Let me make sure I get that written down, man. 45-28. All right, good deal. We're gonna get Tommy on here real quick. That way we got enough time to wrap things up for that final segment with our predictions on our end. But Ellis, be safe on that road, man. You have a great weekend.
Tommy Thunder.
That's right. Coming up next, Ellis, we appreciate you, brother. Good deal. All right. No, Dr. Chris, I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to let Tommy finish his. He's the last one on the phone lines. Then that way I'm going to wrap up everything, give my final thoughts and score prediction. Then we'll get Reed and Chase as well. So, hey, Tommy, you with us?
Christian, I think Tommy dropped. We got Ram, and then we've got George and Macon on the phone lines.
Oh, damn. So we got more than I thought. All right. Let's see. All right, let's hit Ram real quick if we can. Ram, with us?
I'm with you.
All right, good deal.
I'll be quick. One question. You think we're going to put a spy on their quarterback, or we'll just play our game?
Man, it's tough to say. I mean, in third down situations, I think you could, look at having a spy, but I'm looking at our personnel and just trying to think. I mean, with Quay Rusaw out, I mean, you got Yonze. You obviously want to have some juice off the edge. I mean, maybe you use one of your backers like Deontay Lawson. I know they're using him off the edge. I think if I had to guess, we'll probably see some combinations of him and Yanze out there. But yeah, I mean, I think if you realize that we're not doing a good job containing him or creating that cage, I think putting a spy out there is probably smart, especially knowing that if he doesn't have the look he wants, I mean, he's ready to take off. So I wouldn't be opposed to doing that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give you my score, 34-24.
34-24. All right, now I'm going to try to go back and make up for all these that I might have missed, but 34-24. In worst case, we got we got it recorded. So if you get it right, your proof is recorded, which is good. So 34-24. Ram, we appreciate that, man. You have a great weekend, brother.
You too, Christian. Thank you, my man.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. All right, then let's squeeze George in here real quick. George, you with us?
Yeah, I am. How you doing, Christian?
Hey, George, what's up? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Listen, quick guest picker, I would get Sheila Ward. She is in the movies, and she was a cheerleader at Alabama in the 70s.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's cool.
She was in, I guess, the Fugitive Harrison Ford. She was the wife that got killed by the one-armed man. And she was in Sisters, which is a TV show for a couple of years, many years ago, but that's who would be my pick. And I think the key to the game is for us to hit them in the mouth first. Don't let them get any scores at first, because then they get a rhythm. When these running mobile quarterbacks get into a rhythm, they can kill you. So I think that is a critical factor. Don't let them get on the board first, and let them play pickup. And I would say 34-24.
34-24?
Yep.
All right. Good deal. I like it. Well, George, I'm going to write that down, 34-24. And you're right, man. Definitely got to contain the quarterback in this matchup. That's going to be very important. And we'll see if we can do that.
If we let him start running wild at the beginning, it'll be a long, long game, because you're going to be playing catch-up like we did last year and like we did with Florida State.
100%.
Can't let him get rhythm.
100%. I agree 100% with you. Well, George, we appreciate it, man. We're going to try to squeeze in our final predictions real quick in these last few minutes. I appreciate you, brother. You have a great weekend.
You too. See ya.
Yes, sir. We'll see you. All right, Reed, Chase, we'll do this, man. We'll just go ahead and combine breaks since it's already so close. And how about this? I'll open the floor up, man. You guys be my guests, man. You guys, it's y'all's spot. I'm putting you guys on the spot, man. Give me y'all score predictions. Chase, Reed, I want to hear it, man. What you guys got? And if you got any keys, man, let me know what you think needs to happen for Alabama to keep on with this momentum that we've got and get another dub this weekend.
You got it, Christian. I have Alabama winning this one. I'm going to go with 35-17. I think a lot of people are just tired of Diego Pavia and what he's brought to T-Town. They just want him out of their lives immediately. And I just feel like a lot of the not to sound harsh, being dramatic, but I feel like a lot of the Alabama football players feel the exact same way. They just want to do BTA, if you know what that means, and just get ready for the next week. It's gotten to a point where Vandy, they have a voice now. They feel like they can step up to Bama, and they're not fearful anymore. And I feel like Bama can put that back in this weekend. And it starts with the offense for sure. I think with the wide receiver core, I think it's going to be interesting how they kind of match with Vandy's secondary. And then I think a lot of people are sleeping on the secondary for Bama. I feel like they're going to lock down a lot of the Vandy's wide receivers. I haven't seen much from Vandy's wide receivers. It's more of just like the running game, like with Diego Pavia, and a lot of just like, QB options and a lot of like shovel pass. But yeah, I got Bama rolling all the way with 35-17.
35-17. All right. I like it. Is Reed back there? Did Reed want to drop his on here real quick, or?
Yeah, I'll make it pretty quick. But yeah, I've got and I was thinking about this just a few minutes ago, and the first thing that came into my head, I said 38-31 Alabama. I think it's going to be a straight out shootout. Like I said, the whole run defense for us, Diego Pavia, I don't think we will do a great job containing him, but I think our offense is going to start off hot, and they're going to try to catch up. and it's just not going to be enough. And we're gonna, I don't want to say scrape away, but it's not going to be a pretty win, but it's going to be a win.
Fair. I'm going to go 38-27. That's going to be my score. I do think it's going to be a competitive game. I just watching these guys, man, they're a solid football team, and I just know the challenges that they bring offensively. I think, our defense is doing some good stuff. I actually just read a stat that defensively, in terms of yards per game, that we're holding teams to. I mean, 274 total yards. That actually comes in at 11th nationally. So from that perspective, we're doing pretty solid. But it's just that the running game, our rushing defense that we're struggling with, that concerns me. That's got to be better. And then the other part is, I know our secondary, statistically, when you look at numbers, it looks great. But then if you actually go and watch the tape, you realize they hadn't really been tested a whole bunch through the air either. People hadn't thrown as much. I mean, you look at, I know Georgia threw it, but I mean, Florida State, they didn't really throw the ball a whole bunch. And the other teams we played, I mean, Wisconsin, you know how that went, and then it was ULM. That being said, I think there's just still some more questions that I need answered personally for this defense. And then knowing the injuries that we are seeing right now, that's probably not what you want to have, especially in, situations like this. We talked about the edge guys being so thin there and going on against a team where that position is critical. That being said, like I said, 38-27. I will say this. I think our offense continues to roll. I wouldn't be shocked if their defense does, make some plays. They've shown that they can do that, and I think they probably will present some different challenges than we might have seen out of Georgia's defense, which is shocking to say, but it's true. Then I already know what you're going to get, from their offense with Pavia. But I think the biggest thing in this game is defensively, man. If we can mirror how we played last week with good third down efficiency, getting off the football field, right? Not letting them just control the time of possession, because that's what they want to do. They know how explosive our offense is. Their key is they're going to want to keep the football away from our offense. How do they do that? They control the tempo and they run the football and they sustain drives. So that's why I think defensively, man, the biggest key here is that we've got to get off the football field. And that also starts on first and second down, stopping the run. You don't want to keep giving them third and short situations, because that's easy conversions for them. If you look at the rate of conversion on third and short, it's extremely high compared to third and long, right? Which is pretty obvious there. But I think through and through, man, Bama ends up getting the job done. A big win, and I know it's just Vanderbilt, but it's a ranked win that you put on your resume in Bryant-Denny Stadium. I think there'll be a good atmosphere, college game days here, man. It seems like it's going to be an exciting weekend, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. But, yeah, man, hopefully Monday when we come back, we're talking about a big-time win. But could it be a close one like that? I mean, maybe kind of like last weekend, maybe, but I'm sensing more of the I'm in line with the spread, 10.5 or so. I think even if it's a late touchdown or so, but I don't know. I think the fact that our guys have that revenge factor, that chip on their shoulder, I think that's going to give us some even greater juice going out there, and I'm excited about this matchup. But I defensively, man, I'm challenged. Just like I challenged the offensive line last week and they showed up for me, I'm doing the same thing this week, man. Defense, I'm calling you out. These guys, they embarrassed you last year. You're going to let them do it again in Tuscaloosa, in your own stadium, in your backyard. You're going to let this guy run all over the place on you, even throw on you like he did last year, 76% completion rate. I'm challenging defense. We'll see if you guys respond, and we'll talk about it right here on the Miller's Edge on Monday. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport Experts. Appreciate all you guys behind the glass, all our listeners. We'll see you guys then.